Hi everyone, thanks for joining me today. I'm here to do an update on Pan That Palette. It seems like forever since I've done an update. I don't know. It seems like 2 months, but I think it's only been a month. I just started late, so that's why it feels like it's been forever. But anyway, if you didn't watch my introduction, this year I didn't know what to pan, but I finally decided to pan a MAC limited edition palette, and this is what it looks like. This is the Face Kit by Rebecca Moses, and what I did is, like I said, if you didn't watch my intro, I can leave it up in a card. I decided to depot this whole thing because two lipsticks were in this palette and I did not like the shades, and the palette was beginning to smell because of the lipsticks, so I depotted it. The only thing I didn't depot in this palette was the blush. The blush is still in here because I had a catastrophe trying to depot these shadows. So, but let me go ahead and show you my progress and I'll discuss what happened. Okay, so this is what my palette looks like right now. This is the palette that was in there that I depotted. I will show you a picture of what it looked like before. And so this is what it looks like now. Okay, so when I depotted this, these eyeshadows, some of them broke. So this one broke, and I can show you what it looked like before. And so this is what it looks like now. So I repressed it and I hit pan on this, and I think I repressed this. I'm not sure. So anyway, I want to get a smaller Z palette. I'm waiting. I need to order it from Sephora because I don't want it in this big palette. I just want it in a separate small palette. Because what ended up happening was I dropped this, and then can you see the shadow? This completely crumbled and dropped all over my carpet. So I have eyeshadow all over my carpet. So I need to clean that up soon. So I lost most of the shadow, which is somewhat good in some ways. So I was using this shadow for my eyebrows, and now I don't have that much. So anyway, so what I'm going to do is, for next time, I am going to go ahead and work on this side of the eyeshadow, trying to clear that out. And then I believe this one is called, I will leave the names because over here, because I don't remember all the names of these shadows, but I will try and work on this side. I remember this eyeshadow is named All That Glitters, so I'm going to go ahead and work on this side of this shadow. This one, obviously, I think I'm going to end up repressing again, and because it's like falling apart in there. I'm afraid it's gonna break and it's gonna make another mess, so I need to repress this. And then this one I haven't touched that much. I am wearing this on the outer V, and I do like it because it's a warmer brown color. So that is the shade right there. But I haven't worn this color that much, so I would like to make a dent on this eyeshadow. So that is the progress there. And then alongside of this palette, I decided to work on a few other palettes. So for this month, I did choose two palettes. So for the two palettes that I chose, the first one is the Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette. And I really wanted to work on this palette because a lot of people are panning it, so I wanted to go ahead and work on some of these shadows. And I was working specifically on this one and this one, and then just playing around with the other shadows. So I really enjoyed working on these shadows for this month. And then the other palette that I was working on this month is my Naked 2 palette from Urban Decay. And this is what it looks like. I was really loving this shadow. This is in Half Baked. And it's a really, really pretty gold color. I really, really have been enjoying that color right there. Really, really pretty. So I've been playing with this. And I really enjoyed that. So because I don't get a chance to play with my eyeshadows, so so this allowed me to play with the palettes for the month. Okay, and I forgot to mention that I am not going to remove this. This is a blush, in case you didn't know. This blush is in Melba, and I'm not going to remove this blush because it is like, yeah, it's breaking, and I don't want to damage it even more. So I'm just gonna go ahead and leave it here. I don't know, maybe if I use it a little bit more, maybe I'll depot it. I would like to, but I just don't want to risk in breaking it even more. So I'm just gonna leave it in here for now. And then for the next month or so, I have decided to work on 2 more palettes. And for this month, I am going to be working on my Modern Renaissance, Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette. Mouthful. And I'm sure you all have seen this palette. I absolutely love this palette. When I first went to the store and everybody was like crazy, going crazy over this palette, I wasn't sure if I wanted it because of all the red shades in this palette. But when I brought it home and I started to play around with it, I absolutely fell in love with this palette. I can definitely see the hype. I really, really have enjoyed just using this palette when I have. So I'm going to go ahead and focus on this palette for this month. And then along with that palette, I am going to be focusing on my Stila in the light palette. And this is what it looks like. And I actually have one eyeshadow in one of my projects, so I just thought, well, might as well work on this palette for the month. So this shade right here in Bubbly is in my project Bye Bye Bye. So I'm just gonna go ahead and work on this palette, the Stila in the light, and then the Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette, along with my my MAC palette for the month. So that is it, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Let me know how you guys are doing on your Pan That palettes down below. I'm curious to know. And I will see you all in my next video. Bye.